I actually like it. I actually like it because it does look fun, and they don't take themselves too seriously. That's what.
Do you want your government to be fun and not take things seriously?
Thanks for joining us, Adele.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No, all good. Hey, we're gonna keep this pretty light, eh? Like, we're just really analysing some of the marketing things about these political parties, not so much the political party themselves. We're not want to turn this into a political chat show, or anything like that. Just really kind of digging a little bit deeper into how some of these but how these political parties are, influencing our emotions, right? Let's go jump over onto the screen and just share some bit of data. Who loves data? Starting off conversation with numbers. So when you're a political party, Google has a transparency report, and anyone that is using any of their assets, so search, any of their marketing partners, so anyone that's signed up to Google Display Network, shopping, or YouTube, this transparency report tells you how much money has been spent between all the political parties. Okay, so it's a pretty small amount, really. It's $220,000. And if we kind of scroll down here, we can see who has spent the most, right? So let's have a look at right down the bottom. Good old Ron, nothing. Erica, nothing. Make It Legal Aotearoa. Christ. Make It Legal Aotearoa had spent peanuts, $200. Opportunities Party, so on and so on and so forth, right?
Is this total ad spend?
This is total ad spend across their networks from May 18.
Oh, May 18, I see.
This is across this is just Google, right?
This is just Google.
Right. So I want to see what they spend on Facebook. Interesting.
We'll get into that. But anything kind of questions or standout things from you guys, just kind of looking at these numbers?
I guess from my perspective, like the ones who are advertising the most are obviously going to get seen the most, and they've got lots of things to talk about. So when you look at Labour compared to National, they doubled their ad spend budget just on Google. So this would be, these are ads across, what do you call it, over on, like when you're going through New Zealand Herald and those Google ads pop up, all those adverts pop up in the, what are they called?
Okay, so just for context, any website can sign up to the Google the Google Display Network, right? So when you're scrolling on your phone, you go onto a blog or a website, and sometimes there's like a square advert halfway down the phone. They would have signed up to some sort of network. They put a code onto their website, and then that website can display adverts.
You want to show us an example, Nick, for everyone watching?
Not right now.
Gotta go and find one. Those ads annoy me. I just get annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm reading something, I want to be reading the thing that I'm reading, not looking at the ads. Advertise somewhere else. I want to read.
What's interesting here, though, is the Green Party. I keep on doing that. The Green Party's actually got two ad accounts. They got one up here for 64,000 and one down there for 24,800.
Ah.
Why is that, do you think? What is that about?
Holy crap.
No idea.
Holy crap. They're spending more on Google than anybody else.
Yeah.
Significantly.
A lot more.
Wow.
But it would also be interesting to find out, 72 hours out from the election, what these numbers look like.
What these figures look like.
Yeah, because I do feel that these guys in particular, I keep on doing that. Aroha mai whānau. I keep on doing that. But look, I always think it's quite interesting how this one is only at 33,000 and these guys are at 29,000. I kind of feel like if I think back to when I voted in 2016, there was definitely a lot more activity closer towards the
Election day.
election date.
Hmm.
Can you
Is
break
this
it
up
down
to
by month?
date?
Sorry,
Go
Is
down.
this up to date?
is it up to date?
Like today or?
Updated 25th September
Oh
25th.
wow.
Crap.
So current numbers, yeah.
Righto, yeah.
Wow. Whose years for compassion?
And do you think, hang on a minute though, like with Labour, would that, all the COVID stuff come under that spend?
No.
No,
No, it'd be different. So this is all just literally campaigning spend.
this is all literally Google campaign spend.
Okay.
It wouldn't be public service spend at all.
Okay, cool.
Because it'll be like in the millions, tens of millions.
It's quite interesting too that like National Party's half the spend of Labour. Greens is like triple almost everybody else.
Mm.
And you've got ACT sitting in there just underneath.
So let's jump in. Let's jump into one of them. Okay, so we have a look at national. This is American, so it's flipped around the wrong way. This is as of yesterday, and we can actually change this to say 2020 May. Let's go 2020 May the 3rd. Yeah. All right. So their ad spend's really rocketed up since the 1st of this month.
Yeah.
Right. So it was,
As you would expect.
yeah, it was at $200, right? And then they just went up to like 3.5, and then 10,800 totally for the month so far.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in relatively speaking, I look at some of our clients and some clients we've had in the past, right? It's like $10,000 in 13 days for a political party is peanuts.
Yeah, I know.
So are they like holding off? Like I say, until are they kind of spreading this out? Have the Greens like bolted too early? They've spent 80 grand on ads, and we can actually drill down into which type of ads that they're actually running. Right. So there's this one that's been on the television. This one's been on television as well, and I've actually had that pop up on my YouTube feed. Other ones are not showing, which is a bit of a pain, but you can see they're quite active, right? So 200 here, 200 there, and it all kind of adds up. If we were to click on that, are we gonna see the ad or the actual? No, it doesn't matter. But that's national anyway.
Promoter name, G. Hamilton. Yeah, cool.
Promoter name, G. Hamilton. Yeah, I don't know who that person is, but let's kind of switch over if we can to just having a look in comparison to our, I think it was 220,000, just going to, in comparison, right, to one of the world superpowers. Right, 220, 423 million. And these are all the states, obviously, that they feel are valuable to them. This one, obviously, they don't give a crap about. All that one, compared to, say, 17, 42, 37 million.
Florida.
Yeah, and this kind of gives you an idea on who, how much they were spending. And they're like, even the ones who were like way down the bottom are spending 10 times more than what our biggest parties are. Obviously, we're not comparing apples with apples here. We're, comparing blueberries with watermelons. So just want to give you guys a bit of a comparison as to what the Americas are doing. But anyway, switching over into where you'll find some data around where they're spending a lot of money here. Okay, so looking at Labour, they love this whole "let's keep moving" thing. And from a copywriter's point of view, though, Nikki, I'm gonna swing to you. To kind of convey a message out there. Are you liking any one particular party with their messaging? If we just kind of have a look at this one, these guys are very much to the point. They're going for the, what's that movie? Braveheart slogan. Old reference there. Winston. Going to dig into their ads in just a second here, but is from a copywriter's point of view, you've got quite a lot of experience. Is there any kind of like set rules that businesses and political parties should kind of adhere to when they're trying to create a reactive or an emotional response?
Oh God, I don't know about rules, but I guess it's just from my point of view, it's just about being compelling and sort of getting buy-in, but also being genuine in your message, and the way you're sharing your message. I know personally that I sort of tend to switch off a little bit around this time because I feel like it gets a bit, bombarding, but the things that stand out to me are the genuine messages that are, that feel like there's, a bit of heart behind them. And obviously, I think, Labour will be coming off the back of, all of their messaging from COVID, keeping that whole sort of team thing going, let's keep moving is very much, it feels to me like it's a lovely little flow on from all the messaging, the COVID messaging, right? It's like we are a team, so let's just keep working as a team. Let's keep moving in this direction. Yeah, I mean, that's also cool too, because that's a big, it's a massive, your economy, your future. Yeah, I mean, that's a punchy one, and it's poignant, right? Because obviously the economy is the big topic. What's going to happen with our economy and how are we going to? Yeah, so it's direct, it's punchy, and it speaks to what people are concerned about, I would say. Yeah.
And Adele, being the design branding guru you are there any kind of set rules around, a lot of businesses do their own Facebook posting, and we always feel like it could be done better. Do you feel like these images, the way they're kind of structured, do they kind of tick the boxes for you, or could they be done better?
Yeah, they're very, very on brand, obviously. I think the photos, what I always find really interesting in these types of adverts, is the photos that they decide to choose, especially like of their leaders. Like if it's depending on what the advert is actually talking about, they'll have, smiling at the camera. Or if it's something to do with the future, it's always them kind of like looking off into the distance with like a really serious face on. So I always find it really interesting, the photos that they use, depending on which message that they're trying to get across.
Just go back to that one though, Nick, that one there, because it certainly doesn't, there's a mismatch of, scroll down. There's a mismatch there. Judith crushed it. She doesn't look like she's crushing anything in that photo.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think they could have had a better image of her?
More like Adele says, probably just a more direct, like her straight in, crushing it down the lens, crushing it. Yeah.
No, I hear you. Let's not focus on the two big ones though. Let's jump over now. Is it ATP or is it ACT? I've got no idea who these guys are. Right? I've got
ACT.
Thank you. They've gone for videos, and someone's put a donkey in there. It's cool. This happens quite a lot, right, on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter quite a bit, and this happens quite a lot where people are just like throwing shit at each other. You said this, and it can happen. So
mud flicking,
right?
Yeah.
ACT will give the rural sector the respect it deserves. Okay, from my point of view, this is way wordy. Like it is.
Yeah.
I know what they're trying to do, trying to get that message across. But for me, I think things like these 3 or 4 words, and we're going through our website redesign right now, so you guys know that I'm a big, huge fan of these headlines.
Yeah.
4 words. I always picture someone scrolling, and they'll just pick up those kind of words as they're scrolling. But for the
just that, if you go back to that ACT image,
hold on,
you've got there, and like there's yellow on.
It's not hard to read. It's hard to read.
Yeah. Like who's designing this stuff? What are your thoughts, Adele?
It's just way too busy. People scrolling through, it's like you literally have to stop and concentrate on it for a couple of seconds to actually read the whole thing. People don't do that. They're just scrolling when they get to the page in like a split second. And it's just it's not enough contrast. Too busy.
And also the fact that those sheep are way out of focus is hurting my eyes. It's like I feel like I have to focus on the sheep, but they're not coming into focus.
Okay, interesting. We haven't talked much about copy here. I think we've been quite focused on what hits you instantly, right? So the image hits you instantly, the headlines hit you instantly. Let's just kind of unpick this one. Our farmers have been demonized for too long. ACT will give the rural sector the respect it deserves. Earlier this week, we launched our primary industries policy. Read it here. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on the copy? So obviously, the audience that they're talking to, they might not be the fast scrolling type, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's kind of unpack. Any thoughts on does the image now kind of match the Match the text, anyone?
I think they could have done a better job.
They could have done a better job. Yeah.
I think there's a design issue there. Like,
yes.
Like the image definitely matches what they're trying to say. It's a farm, and it's got sheep on it, and it matches. But it's just the design issue, and even the layouts of the copy. Like the copy's on point, but I don't know about that word demonized. I'm like, well, why would you use demonized?
It's a bit strong.
Negative.
It's a bit strong, isn't it? Yeah.
You want to start off with a bit of a positive line. Like that would be my thought. Even just leave out the farmers being demonized, like because some might feel
just leave that. We'll give
like, and even bullet point what you're going to do in the copy as well. Like, so we're going to do this, 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 and this, and like just keep it short and sharp. So
and just repeat it, whatever's in the
Repeat the bullet points down in the image copy.
Well, I mean, in a probably, if it works, obviously from a design point of view, but if it doesn't, then just tailor it to fit.
Cool.
Well, even like, so what you could do is just take all of those words out and keep the text quite small and push the bullets up to the top. I find that just looking at this feed, it's not really on brand. Like it's just photos and stuff.
Compared to say these guys.
Yeah, compared to the big parties. Yeah.
Compared to these guys, right?
Yeah.
It's not on brand.
Well, even those are slightly like if you go to to Labour's one, they're using their reds from their branding across all of their images and all that kind of stuff. So
for the ones that are not familiar with what on brand means, anyone want to educate us? Myself included.
The expert.
Dal can do that.
I would probably just say is that someone could take one part of their brand, where currently we're talking about marketing collateral, and without having the logo on it, someone could look at it and they know exactly what brand it is or what company it is.
Right.
Like there was that game that your daughter was playing, James, when we were up in Whangarei, and it was that exactly. It was the logo, and that was exactly right. It's like how well do you remember? That branding. It's like, I recognise that branding. That's so and so. Yeah.
We've got the red team. We've got the blue team. We've got the yellow and pink team. Let's jump over.
I'm not sure about that colour scheme either. To be fair, for a political party, it looks like more like a Barbie convention.
I was just going to say, I feel like I'm at a retro ski party. And of the poster for it.
What was that? Cosmic. Does anyone remember that brand? That with all the praise. It was around the 90s. Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to be fun. Maybe they're trying to, because they were
wrong forum, wrong place, isn't it?
I don't know. They would have sat down with like a couple of agencies, and the agencies would have, they would have paid them all this money to come up with their branding, right? That's how it worked. And they would have went, this one may be fun.
Act Party, I just want to say that $33,000 you guys are spending on Google, you need to spend it on rebrand and sort your branding out. Ring up Adele and get it sorted out.
Details in the comments.
They can use it.
Our sponsor. Where are you?
Adele's details in the comments below. I actually like it. I actually like it because it does look fun, and they don't take themselves too seriously. Do
you want your government to be fun and not take things seriously? Again, COVID comes and hey, let's just be fun and not take things seriously.
Again, we're looking at this from kind of marketing collateral.
If this was like a school holiday program, sweet ass.
Sorry, my kids up. Let's go.
All right, I think we're getting too much focus on the act. Now they're probably gonna.
Okay. Who we got next? We got
the Black Party because they love black.
Party.
This is interesting. We're gonna dig down a couple of these ads, but New Zealand First. Let's look at some of their. Okay, so they're big on video. Let's have a look at the copy. Talks about New Zealand First has achieved for primary education. So a little bit of social proof here. We'll provide balance in government, blah, blah, blah. Support our campaign, back your future.
Yeah.
I like back your future. I like that. Here we go. Did you know which established the Mental Health and Wellbeing Commission to tackle mental health and addiction. Now, let's compare how they've structured that copy compared.
Yeah, it's a much better job.
It's a much better job. And why is it a much better job?
Because I think for me personally, those things that stick out: mental health, well-being, mental health, addiction. Those are topical, right? They're really things that people can get passionate about and get behind, and they jump out at you, so they draw you into the ad. Me personally, yeah.
Let's give a little bit of love to the person that decided to do black behind the yellow. Right?
Yeah.
Did you know? Did I know what? Read. Yeah, I like that. Did you know he's done it up? He or she's done it up here as well. Did you know? Blah 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 blah. Well done.
And also having the different weighted fonts, so people scrolling through, they say, "Did you know?" And immediately, if they're scanning, they'll just read the second big bold, and then the third, and then they'll kind of go back through and read
they'll come back to it.
So I think that's quite important, being able to like focus on certain words if you just want to get a really, really quick point across.
There's a lot to unpack, eh? Like, you know, when we scroll, and unless you're a digital marketer or you have a design eye, or you're a copywriter, or you're what I call a distribution expert that understands these platforms, there's actually quite a lot to unpack when you're wanting to get your message across. You're trying to convey that message in a quick and easy way, and you want them to take some sort of action in like a second.
I guess that's why America is spending 20 to 230 something million on their marketing just on one channel, as opposed to, you know, like they're looking at the human aspect of their adverts and how they can get more people seeing them. So that needs time, and the more time and effort you put into your marketing, it's gonna pay back. Branding, effort, marketing, you know.
What about this little one here? $30 million boost for Northland. It's my neck of the woods.
It's where I am.
I love the icons. I like Northland in that yellow. Anyone else want to jump in on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I quite like that. Like you, I like the icons. I think that's quite clever.
$30 million for oysters. Right.
I'm not sure about the font for Northland. It's not. I mean, unless they've used that font in other areas, I haven't seen them use that before, and it just doesn't suit it personally. I would have gone with something like the advert that we saw up top with the bold and the, you know, the colors behind it.
That's really cool. Eh? That's so like hitting. Like, it's like I could see that on a billboard, or on, they could copy and paste that onto a billboard, and it'll still work in my mind anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I quite like their little logo, their New Zealand First logo. I like that arrow. Those stars, they just look a little bit cramped up to me. I don't know, that bugs me a little bit. It needs to be a bit spaced out. Yeah, squished in. It's like the stars were an afterthought. So it's like they want, not an afterthought, but they want to fit them in, but they didn't really. Yeah. Like the arrow. The sense of direction. You know, we're headed somewhere.
So who was it? Labour, is it National's got them on theirs as well? So if you skip over to National, they've got the stars in their logo as well. So they're using it in their branding, and they look quite good there. I actually quite like that.
I like that too. Yeah.
One thing that I've just noticed with New Zealand First as well is that they're using different colours of yellow across their branding. Like they've got this yellow. Well, I don't even know.
But it's like a mustard in that first one, isn't it? Like that's a mustardy sort of.
It's kind of mustardy, and then you go down and it's this other type of yellow. It's like, wow, you know, kind of when you're thinking, for me anyway, if I'm doing some design work for people on Facebook, I try and keep that color consistent so that when people are scrolling through, it's like they notice the color and they kind of associate that with the brand as well. I feel that's important anyway.
An accent, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the other reason why the act freedom isn't right, because the yellows are different. If you look at the yellow there and then the yellow in the logo, I think that's the other thing that kind of bothers you. I think it's little things like that that people notice but not consciously
They don't notice. They don't know they notice it, but they notice. Yeah, just so it doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you scroll back down, Nick, on Act, just go down and look on the left-hand side. There, right there. So they've used their colours in that photo. And what they should be doing is wherever they've got writing, they should be using those colours across all of their marketing. Right.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, that's just my feeling.
Cool, man. So what are we going? We're going down Labour. Did we really give much love to Labour? We didn't.
No, we didn't really.
Didn't really. Okay.
What's that one?
A bit of love. I mean, our fearless leader in her you know, she's such a confident person. But yeah, kind of like looking at these ads. I mean, looking at these posts here, they're very. What's the word?
It's horrendous.
That's terrible, eh? You know what? An accountant came up with this ad.
Yeah.
It's like lots of information. Okay, let's go to something where they've done well. A haka. She's pretty good on the feeds.
Yeah.
Ah, here's one. Thoughts?
It doesn't, for me, the copy doesn't stand out enough. It's a bit lost in the clouds, literally. I like the cow though.
I think I like the cow more than the copy.
Yeah.
We know our farmers are vital to our economic recovery in our communities. That's why today we announced we'll commit 50 million, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I would have preferred 50 million to be here. Personally, somewhere here, you know.
It's too much copy, I think, up the top there. People reading, I don't know. It's not there in the post, in the actual post, the copy, the body copy of the post.
This isn't punchy enough for me. This isn't confident enough for me anyway. We'll reduce costs for our farmers and growers. Could have been a little bit more direct. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Agree with you.
Just could have been reducing costs for farmers and growers.
Because National would have said,
saving 50 mil.
Yeah, National would have said, we can save you 50 mil. The other guys probably would have said the same thing, but this is like a little bit too...
Fluffy.
Fluffy, thank you. And she hits me with that three-letter headline every time she hits me. And what was the last one? Let's do this. Obama's one was, yes, we can.
Is that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Who?
Obama.
It was yes, we can. Okay.
It's like so many moons ago now.
And Greens. Green Party of Aotearoa with 2 Google Ads accounts. Very green. So Adele, on brand? Is this an on brand type of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't actually seen many of the adverts, to be honest.
Well, it's been 80 grand, so you should be seeing something.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I feel like I haven't.
I don't think I have either.
I like that.
Thoughts, Fano, this one?
Yeah, like it's really hard to try and get wording into a video, but they've used a whole lot of different greens. I don't know what the right word is. What's the right word, Adele? Just with the green
Tones.
Yeah, but it's also the line weight of the font.
So it makes it quite, like, I feel, apart from the bolded stuff up top, it makes it quite easy to read, I guess, and stick out. Personally, that's what I feel.
Okay.
And they're using that same green across all of their stuff.
Yeah.
Making sure they've got the green logo in there somewhere, or a bit of green.
Yeah.
I like that can do ticket.
Yeah, I like the can do as well. I like the tick, and I do like the can do.
Yeah, can do.
Do not vote Greens! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark!
Thanks, Henry Adams.
Cheers, Henry. Video.
Lots of video.
Yeah, we're gonna like jump over into what ad.
Go there. Don't. Yeah.
Let's
Heaps of video.
heaps of video. Let's switch over to, oh, it's gone to sleep. Let's switch over to their the actual ads that they're running. And we'll just kind of touch on maybe one or two of them. We can wrap it up. So these are all of their Facebook pages. We're just going to close them down.
So tell us a bit about what you're doing here, Nick. What is this?
Yeah, so inside anyone who's running any ads on Facebook, you can actually click into this page transparency report here. So this is how what we're basically doing here is we're unpicking to a certain degree how a page is running their marketing campaigns on Facebook. And if you jump into their page transparency, Facebook is showing information to you to better understand the purpose. You can actually see the ad that this page is running. All right.
Right.
Yeah, and when you can see them, it's great that you can see them. But in Facebook, they actually tell you how much they're spending.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyone can access this?
Anyone can access this. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So if you kind of know how much they're spending, because they're a political party, they have to show this information.
Yes. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So you can contrast that with what they were spending, National was spending here. It's like minuscule. Well, not minuscule, but it's.
Yeah. Compared to what they're spending on, on
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
And funny thing is, in the last 7 days, I've really ramped it up. Okay. So that's what I was saying before. How there wasn't much spend. It'll be interesting.
Wow.
Be interesting to see how much spend is going to be done in the next in like 72 hours before the election. So Facebook is definitely the battleground of choice, even for New Zealand First and the Greens. They just got so much money. They've got heaps of money. So add that to that. That's $160,000 in ads this year.
Not this year, in the last 3 months.
In the last 3 months.
Far out.
Let's start from the back because we started with Labour first go around. This to me seems, these types of ads that they're not running as posts on their Facebook page, to me look far cleaner and far better. And if you guys just want to have a cordial about those.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, me too.
I like them. I like that they're just real. I'm also a fangirl of Chloe. I think she's awesome. But that's politics, so I won't talk about that.
I think personally, I think she's great too.
She's awesome.
A cool young leader that's got some cool stuff to talk about. So really switched on. So
yeah, and she's really quite honest and refreshing, which I like about her too. Yeah, I like those. I don't know whether I necessarily like the positioning of the like climate action, equality, think ahead. I don't know whether they needed to be maybe like a little bit off rather than.
Yeah, that's annoying me.
Yeah, they are, because the images are really lovely. Like they're cool. I think maybe they just need to be a little bit down here somewhere. I don't know what the technical term is. So just down here somewhere. Hey, what? Go down to the what? Oh yeah. Tackle. I know it's going to say poverty. I know it's going to say, but what's the deal with? Oh, I guess you have to watch that movie to understand that, right?
You got to push the video.
Is it move? Does it all move? Is that
That's a video, yeah. So it starts playing. So that was this month, and these are last month ads. So they're keeping it fresh. Okay, they've actually recycled a few things, but without going into see ad details and really digging down into it. From what I'm seeing from last month to this month, there's definitely a strategy and a focus that they're going towards, and they're using different the same ads in different audiences throughout all of them. So it's definitely someone internally or externally that definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to Facebook ads.
I like the green, and I like they're using just heaps of people, like real people. Do you know what I mean? It makes it feel makes it feel tangible. It makes it feel like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me. I fit into that. They're interested in real people.
So just go down a bit, Nick. Yeah, I quite like that too, Nikki. It's awesome that they just use them. Go down one more. There, go up. Sorry. No, there. Stop there. Oh, okay. Dancing at the Revolution, right.
They're using some carousel ads as well.
Mm.
So
They're
these
getting
are
quite creative, eh?
very creative. So from a post point of view,
I like that green too. It's a nice green.
Yeah, from a standard post point of view, you know, we could kind of pick them apart and talk about some criticisms. But I can't really criticize much when it comes to this Facebook advertising, guys. I've got to be honest. It's like, shit, this is levels. You know, if you got an agency that can do this shit, it's like, fuck, yeah, let's keep pumping money into it, because, you know, the sizing of these images. I mean, you guys could probably, you know, talk about the positioning of stuff, but I can't fault much here, man. Anyone else?
No, I quite like it. I don't know. What do you think, Adele?
Yeah. Definitely. I definitely have everything left alone though, because they do kind of chop and change.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much comment though. Doing pretty well.
James?
I think it's great. I think they're testing stuff. They're using all of the tools of Facebook. So whoever's doing this marketing, you know, is definitely on point and knows their shit.
Yeah.
It's great. They're using it for events. They're using it across the board for video, like you said, carousel ads, just normal standard picture ads. I don't know how well those picture ads would perform. So if you go up to just one of the picture ones, oh yeah, I suppose they'd work quite well, because it's still less than 25% of the ad is
copy.
Text.
Yeah.
Copy. Yeah. So it would still work quite well. So yeah. Well done, whoever's running Green's marketing on Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll find out who.
And I just think as well, look at it, it's just that same message, isn't it? We're thinking ahead and taking action now for our people and planet. Repeat. But the image carries a different message.
Yeah, totally.
It's cool. Yeah, but
right.
the body copy of the post is the same.
Right.
Yeah.
The greens for me are in the lead, so let's get rid of the greens. Let's have a look at New Zealand first. 22 grand, 3 grand in the last week. It's pretty poor, got to be honest. They've only got one active ad. This is an active, so maybe they're working on some things right now. I don't know. The whole black to me just feels a bit negative. I know it's their branding, but you know, we've gone from something green and positive, and even Act Party is, you know, a little bit more lighter.
That looks too dictator, Winston. That black there just looks, with the hand and everything, it just looks, to me, that just feels like a dictator, you know, pose shot.
There's a lot going on here as well. Lots going on here. I'm not going to read it because there's just too much going on for me.
Stop punishing smokers with.
Spent $1,000 on that ad.
It's just all very messy.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with this font?
Hey, Geezer, what's going on there?
He should have his hands up like this. He should be like,
there's too much going on, eh? Did you just say that? Too much going on in all of them.
Yeah, there's just too much. There's no consistency.
And also, it's all just the language is very aggressive. I find, like, you know, instead of screwing with the workers of this country, and what we're saying up there, go, which way do I scroll? Like reversing a trailer, which way? Don't let them stuff the country. Like, it's all just so negative.
I feel it's quite winny though.
And it's very winny. It's aggressive. Yeah, he's quite aggressive.
So that's a very interesting point for those that are watching this from overseas. Winston is very controversial.
Old school.
It's old school. He's old school. So therefore, we wouldn't expect him to be hairy-fairy, would we? We'd just expect him to be Winston. So
yeah.
No, but we would expect, he's been in politics long enough to have an advisor that would tell him, hey, Winston, let's dial back the aggro. And
it kind of feels like he's written these ads.
Yeah, probably. I know how to do it. I got it under control.
Like, it does feel like he sat down at the computer and been like, I'm writing this shit.
Yeah.
You can't tell me. If Facebook tells me I can't do 20% more text in my ads, I'm just going to post it anyway.
He's like, yeah. Who made Facebook the boss? So tired of making Facebook the boss.
You can tell me what to do.
Yeah,
Not
there's a lot too much copy in the. Yeah.
He's using different colors, different fonts.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really annoying me.
This annoys me because they've used a carousel ad, but they haven't included any headlines. So there's usually headlines down the bottom and usually a call to action, and you've got these assets to use. Squeeze every little bit out of the asset as you possibly can.
Right? Oh, not just that. They've gone from a
same portrait to landscape. I saw that one too.
Landscape.
Yeah.
I didn't even clock that.
That one makes me twitch.
I didn't even clock that.
Maybe it is Winnie doing all this.
Yes, wouldn't be surprised. Nonsense, populism.
Time for the end of that nonsense. It's just a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
You know what? You gotta love Winnie when he comes out with all the deep dark secrets. He's like, "Did you know this happened, guys?" And it's like, "Whoa, no, we didn't. We didn't know that COVID came from someone locked inside the facilities." Even though I don't know.
He loves to be the whistleblower.
Yeah, he does. You gotta love him when he comes out with that shit.
What is he doing? Look, now he's ripping apart the Green Party with the unicorn and the money. What's he doing?
Look at the money. The money's on. Is that money on fire? It's not on fire.
No, it's falling from the sky.
Falling from the sky, bro.
But unfortunately, money doesn't just fall from the sky.
You know what I like though is I like people that call others out on their kind of, well, not BS, but it's good when you have different views. We talked about this in the previous video we did on social media. It's good to have someone else who opposes somebody else's views, just to give you another perspective on things, right? So. Oh
yeah, you need that.
You can oppose someone's view, but without mocking them. Like he's mocking them there in that image. That's a mock. So I think you can have an opposing view, but be intelligent about it. So have an opposing view and make it a compelling opposing view, and have another image there that supports your opposing view. Not mocking, because to me that's just like petty, meh, negative. You've lost a point. Not that Winnie's got many points on my ledger, but anyway, he's in the black.
Any more
thoughts? I think this is quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like backing our Kiwi workers, it's positive. Creating jobs for the top of the South, investing in jobs in Northland. Like I think that's great.
Yep.
What's that weird orange? This one here.
Don't know what that orange is.
That weird like highlighter. Someone's just gone over there with a highlighter.
Highlighter. When he got in there with the highlighter and goes, "No." If you're watching this, man, you are doing
Good on you, mate. Good on you, mate. But leave your social media to someone else.
And you are doing your ads. You're doing a better job than most. Let's put it that way. All right. Any positives? Any positives, guys?
Not doing it for me.
I think he's speaking directly to his audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets a 10 from me because he knows exactly who his audience is and he's speaking directly to them.
He gets a 10 from you for what? For branding, for being on brand, or the audience?
Knowing who his audience is.
He knows who his audience is. He doesn't deviate away from his audience.
Yeah.
Which is technically on brand.
Yeah, but he needs to grow his audience, right? Clearly. So that would be speaking to your audience, but also tailoring it so you're attracting, growing your audience would be better, wouldn't it?
Maybe that's not his thing. It's really just, reminding the people that voted for him why they voted for him.
Yeah.
He's not deviating from nobody. But hey, all right, Winnie, ka kite. These guys, video, love the video. I do love the video.
Yeah, video's good.
Video's wicked.
Still,
sorry. Go
on. No, I was just going to say it's a video, but you can't even see what that says in the Cameron from Act Northland, Mark Cameron Act Northland. You can't even read it.
38 different ad sets for this. This is like it's a lot of ad sets.
So what does it mean?
They're using this ad 38 different ways to target.
Okay. Yeah,
38 different ages or audiences or locations or Behaviors. Not running a lot.
No.
Might have run out of money because they were spending quite a lot on here.
They spent it all on that bad branding.
Good. They could have spent it all on branding. So they've got 65 different ads running on this one. That's crazy.
Wow, that's too many. Sorry, Act Party, but you need to like do something about that.
So what's the ideal then? You'd use that. What would be the perfect amount?
I can't really, unless we go into it and kind of have a look and unpick it. So this one here is detail. Yeah, it's not going to unpick the actual look. Anyone with a pulse really.
Based on a certain location.
Okay.
It's location, yes.
So it's all location based, is that?
From what we can gather from just this, we could say it's location based. So if we go back and we have a look at the other one.
And if you read the text, Rick, go into the text up the top. Go up.
It is. All right, sorry.
Go into the text, the actual copy.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. So find out from X. Okay. I mean, like, it just kind of looks like they've targeted all of those different areas. Not sure what the purpose of it is.
But have they adjusted the copy?
No, I don't think so.
Have a look. To make it relevant?
No, it's all the same copy, but it's all going to the different areas. I mean, I quite like this because when you have all of the areas separated out, you can apply different budgets to those different areas.
You can see where you're getting traction.
You see where you're getting traction.
Which I guess is vital for campaigning, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I do like the way that they've set this up.
Mm.
Let's go look at another one. That one there. Okay, so those 3 ads, video. That's pretty much it. It's like this guy. They've got 7 of these different ads running, and then they've got Old Mate up north. And 38 different uses of this one. So I kind of assume it's a bit of a blast to all of the regions or every single location. Yeah, Bay of Plenty, Hawke's Bay, Marlborough. More ads. You've got enough money. I'd say more ads, more messages to those people in those regions.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just about who they've got on their team, right? Who knows what if they've got somebody advising them and knows what they're doing.
Oh, I'm gonna assume all of these political parties.
Oh, you'd think so. You'd like to think so now, right? Like it's the way to engage. Oh, national. Yeah, I forgot about
Let's
them.
get into the big guns. Get into these big guns right here. National will build a second harbour crossing. Yes, please, today. Can you do it today? Our harbour crossing's a mess.
What's the T's and C's around that?
Around what, bro?
If they get voted in a second term, is that when it will get built?
There's no T's and C's when they make these promises.
No.
No promises.
Sorry.
There's no promises.
Sorry.
They'll need many years to build a second harbour crossing.
Should I say?
What do we think of these 3 ads right here, guys?
Personally, I quite like the like how they're using text at the top, and they've got a bit of a picture, a bit of an action shot down below. So I think that's quite appealing. I like that they've used the same font across those, the same colouring. They're using gradient colouring across those fonts, and you can read it. It's nice and clean, short and sharp. All New Zealand children deserve access to good oral health.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. National will increase Farm Act. Yep. Yeah. So I quite like the ad layouts and what they're doing there.
Quite clean.
Yep.
Yeah. It's nice and clean, and yeah. And they're using that same font, it looks like, across all of their other stuff, I think.
I think I probably would have used a different font weight to highlight the different wording, like they've done the adverts below, just so that when you're scrolling, it's just like you pick up 3 words and then you read it.
Yes.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Because it draws you in. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to have a look at these ones? Are these ones in terms of that weighting?
What's happening there with that blue? What's going on there?
Is this a bit?
I don't like it.
No.
Terrible. So it's like a shadow, but then an underline as well. What's up with that?
Could be to stop the scroll, perhaps. Maybe they tested other ads, and having a blue there may have shown them data that it stops the scroll, stops people scrolling better, or higher.
But maybe only to go, what have they done? Have they underlined that? Maybe not to read the copy, but maybe just to go.
You're like, huh? Is that like those red squiggly lines, but it's a blue one?
They made a mistake.
Oh, who's
very similar
designing
here as well? Very similar here as well to what kind of that type of style. Would that be?
Yeah.
Nah, that middle one's not. Like I think what they've done is if you go up to the top, you can kind of see how they've progressed into this new style.
Yeah.
Like with it, so you can see there's a dark blue gradient coming across that text, and I think it looks like, personally, I think it looks quite effective that way.
Yeah, I like the gradient. Yeah.
But then when you go down, it's like, oh, what is that middle one?
Right.
Maybe they've been testing out fonts and different designers and whatever else.
They do their gradient. Yeah, they do their gradient.
I think these look a bit better.
Sorry?
I think these look better.
Yeah. What do you reckon? 2 different designers on it with no guidelines, Adele?
Yeah. Yeah, or like you said, they could be testing it out. I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say probably 2 different designers.
Brand guidelines, people. Brand guidelines.
Brand guidelines, yeah.
Look, I don't mind their ads. I think all of their ads are on point. Can't fault them too much. Maybe some of them are a little bit too wordy.
There's a little bit of just the lack of consistency. I guess across the designers. I think that's where the Green Party were killing it, really. Just that consistency right across, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they've got some ads still running from last month, from August. They've just kept them going. So they're obviously doing, they're pretty happy with those, but I think you're right. It might be 2 different designers, hey? This is quite funny when someone like posts their opposition up there. It's just like, I know if you read this, it's probably doesn't say many nice things, but the fact that you're promoting your competition, so you're giving them a free impression, or if there's a million impressions on this video, you've just given a million impressions away to your competitor, right? Because not everyone's going to click on not everyone's going to read it or even read that. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, James?
Oh, I don't know about you guys personally, but I hate this whole mud flicking shit. Like, I'm done with it.
So I tune out.
Just like talk about yourself, and what you're going to do, and like be real about it. Like, put some dates to it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, we're going to build the bridge
on this date.
Well, even if they say that, there's still no guarantees, right?
Then a bridge would take, how long did it take to build the bloody harbour bridge? I mean, I know it was many, many moons ago, and we've got better technology and engineering advances and all the rest of it. But yeah,
I don't know.
No, mud flinging is I tune out. Yeah. It just becomes, it's like, it's not about egos, people. It's about, what do we care about?
So it's like if the parties don't have enough to say about their own party, then they kind of bitch about others, and that's what kind of gets me. It's like, if you're going to do so many amazing things, talk about that.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they're talking about another party, it's like maybe they actually just don't have that many ideas.
Yeah.
So it kind of works.
Like you say, exactly. And at least, be intelligent about the way you're going to, have an opposing view. Like I was saying before, like, you can have an opposing view because that's the point, right? You're a totally different party.
But
just be intelligent about the way you present it without having to, debase everything and be, fighting about it all.
Let's close it out with with the ones who are actually
Oh, we haven't done
favor.
this.
Close out with these guys. They've only spent 20 in the last week.
It's not that much, eh?
Not a lot at all. They've gone for carousel, so they've gone with the. So what was annoying me about New Zealand First is that they didn't have a call to action or even a headline.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't like this carousel because it's a bit much.
Too much. Too much to read.
They probably couldn't decide whether they wanted a big headline. Sometimes you just have the text and that's it, and you just scroll. They probably couldn't decide whether they wanted to have the headline, the text, or an image. So they just ran them all in there. So typically they might just have this, right? It's just that, and then you flip the other one, did you know, blah, 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 and then on to the next one. But they've actually just crammed everything in there. They've done it again over here.
Yeah, see, whereas they just should have had the image and the headline, right? Like the big, but also made it easier to read. I can't even read what that says, but anyway.
Yeah, there's got a video there. She's very good on camera, as we know. Let's keep rolling out our plan. Thoughts, guys?
I think in terms of imagery, all of the imagery that they use for Jacinda is very like approachable. Yeah, approachable, I feel like, and relatable, I think.
Yeah, like that. Look at that, particularly this one over here. I mean, that's just, you know, that's the Princess Di factor right there, isn't it? It's like she's, you know,
I'm one of the people, you know, I'm not
person.
better than everyone.
Yeah.
The other thing too is like she is their marketing angle now. Like she's in every photo, she's in everything. She is it. I guess but the
thing is, I think the great thing is this is, you know, and obviously she's shown us all that. I mean, you know, I'm a massive fan of her as a person. I just think she has shown that she is real. She does care. One of my favorite things I saw about her recently was on Instagram, and she'd gone to her old school, high school, and she was there, and it was like she was standing on the steps with the principal and all the rest of it, and because it was the principal was leaving, that's right, it was her principal, and she was standing on the steps, and it was like she was smiling so hardcore. It was like that's so, and it wasn't, you could tell that she was smiling, she was so proud because she was an ex-pupil of Morrinsville High School, not because she was the Prime Minister of New Zealand returning to her high school to be there as the Prime Minister. You know, it was like that was not even, it was almost like the last thing she cared about. It was like, I'm a proud ex-pupil of this high school. And I just think she's shown that she's really real, she's really relatable, and so why not keep using her in all their material?
Guys, just in closing, because we've seen quite a lot of ads. I want to come around the room and ask each and every one of you which marketing strategy or which of those parties you feel kind of stood out for you, Adele.
The one that stood out for me is probably the ones with the bad branding, but like stood out as a positive.
You're gonna phone them up
the wrong way. They stood out to you the wrong way. Yeah.
You guys need to redo your branding. You need
for the wrong reasons. Yeah.
Ones with the bad branding. So which one was that?
I'd probably say Winnie and Act would be kind of stand out for me, just because I feel like their branding could be a lot better.
James?
Oh, hands down Greens. Like they're just levels. Like I love looking at good ad copy. I love looking at good creative. I love seeing great ads, and I think, you know, that money that they're spending is being really well spent across their platforms. They're testing. They're doing great stuff. So yeah, they're it for me. In terms of ads, doesn't mean I'm going to go vote for them. We'll see.
Totally. This is all about ads. This is completely about marketing. It's got nothing to do with who they are.
Politics.
Yeah,
Keep your politics to yourself, James.
Nikki?
Look, totally. I agree with both James and Adele. The positive, the standout because they've nailed it for me was Green, and the standouts because they have not nailed it, Act and New Zealand First. But I love Greens. Greens was great for me. I love. If they could just get into a little left line or right line, that'd be perfect. Oh yeah, consistency.
I would say greens. Toss up actually between, so I'm looking at standouts, and I'm also kind of looking at these, how they're testing and different imagery and all that kind of stuff. And I would say toss up between greens and national for me. The national are punchy. I do love those punchy headlines, those 3-word headlines. I'm just a massive fan of them. And their copy is very succinct, and I quite like their imagery. So if they're using 2 different designers, that's even better, because then you can have the best of 2 worlds coming with you with like different ideas and you know, not like the same idea. But I think if I had to choose one, I'm not sitting on the fence, it'd probably have to be the greens.
Cool.
Yes.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you so much for that, everyone attending. And if anyone's got any questions about anything to do with digital marketing or branding, leave some comments in the section below, and we'll see you down there. Have a good one. Thank you, guys.